Welcome back, you sadistic, twisted people, to another episode of Pilvo's Torch. This is Tiger Turbulence, uncensored, unleashed, and turning the torch up on SFA identities. Now, a couple of weeks ago, Pickett was in the hot seat, and he threw down the challenge to a former teammate. This player has 81 games, an Eka, and managed one All-SFA spot in season 34. A former and now current teammate of mine, all the way from sunny Spotswood campus. Welcome, Greenie. Marie?
Thanks for having me, Turbo. It's good to be on here.
Do you like to be called Greenie, Greenery, Greeners?
Yeah, Greenie's good.
Greenie's good? All right, we'll go with that one. Now, how did you get to the Sweet FA?
Basti sent me a PM back in before season 31 started. I got a few before that, but ignored them. But Basti was a Freo poster, so I thought I'd give it a go. And
you joined after the Basti fan club had finished. Do you wish you had been able to join that and be the president?
No, I'm glad I didn't. Basti's really fallen off, so.
but the guy brought you on, but I get the feeling you two don't really get on so well now. Is there something gone sour between you two? Well, you're hesitating. That means there's something.
Yeah, a little bit. His captaincy in season 32 let down a lot of us at the Furies, and I think still to this day they're rebuilding.
In what way what way did he let you down?
He was pretty absent for most of the season.
Yeah, who was VC?
Mr. M.
Righto. So you had Basti who wasn't there, and you had Mr. Melty as the VC.
So it was a bit of a problem. But he came back. He was great in season 33. But obviously he fell out of love with the league and left us all. So I guess that's why.
Now, when you joined the SFA, obviously I was captain of the Furies at the time. You were called Greenie Shoots. Why'd you change your name?
I think the all caps was a bit strong, probably a bit too intense. So I got rid of that and went with a pretty bit of a joke name in season 33, which I won't repeat. I'm sure you will.
You're talking about the violet one? Yeah, fuck. What was that about?
Oh, I think I was pretty pissed off at the end of season 32. I wasn't happy with the Bees results, so I think Tijasta was doing a bit of a joke persona at the time for before season 33, so I decided to run with that, and I guess that's what's kind of started the e-girls movement that you're going on about.
Yeah. And that was a bit of the start of the downfall of the Furies too, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, you could argue that. Obviously, I'd like to go back and place the blame on Basti, but no, it was good fun. Dav and Basti picked it up, but it kind of rubbed a few people the wrong way. But for us, that was pretty funny, you know.
So what was wrong with the Bees results? You didn't think you got scored high enough?
I finished behind Docker Dan, and that was pretty insulting.
Did you do anything to deserve to be higher, though, in terms of the B space?
Yeah, I was whoring pretty hard.
Well, yeah, what stuff are you putting out? Don't refresh me. There's so much goes through.
Yeah, I can't really remember. It's probably stuff about, like, rookies and stuff, so I guess that doesn't deserve votes, so that's actually fair enough. But
so where did you end up? Do you remember what sort of number-wise where you ended up?
I think it was like 14.
Top 20?
Yeah.
You should be too pissed off for top 20, surely.
No, exactly.
What's the highest you've ever scored?
I think it was 14, yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm shooting above your weight there, I would have thought.
Ouch.
There was talk of you at the Furies being captain at some stage, wasn't there?
Yeah.
What happened to that?
So in season 32, after, we've had a tumultuous season, Basti has gone AWOL. I was already planning on leaving the club. And at which stage Basti actually offered me to captain. And I thought, okay, I'll try and resurrect your mess. But then I realised what I'd actually signed up for. So I had at the time, I had a leadership group of Tijasta, Frosty, and myself, and Rioli. And I was just thinking, you guys and you and Ned were leaving for the old boys. You were staying for that season.
Yeah.
But I just thought, fuck this. And was just like, no. And so I ended up leaving temporarily. But then I ended up coming back because we recruited Dav and he wanted to stay at the Fury. He wanted to join us. So I was like, oh, well, I tried to recruit you, so I wanted that. And yeah, it was all right for that season, but yes, that was season 33.
So you were flip-flopping all over the place.
I was flip-flopping all over the place, that's correct.
Do you have aspirations to be captain of the team, or is that just something you saw as a necessity at the time, like an opportunity, or is it something you want to do?
Yeah, I'd be happy to do it. I probably just, at that time, probably wasn't a good situation. Felt like a lot of work involved rebuilding the list. Looking back, probably wasn't so bad, and it actually turned out all right. Like by the time I'd left in season 33, it was pretty strong before the perma bans.
You would have listened to the Pickett podcast.
Yeah, some of it.
Yeah, well, you're saying it wasn't so bad. He said that you're a fucking hopeless prick, that you had lots of opinions, no ability, and you're never going to be the captain. What do you got to say about that?
Well, season 33 was a very funny season because we had Imus Frosty captaining. He's very inexperienced, and Tajasta as well. So they're pretty abrasive posters to the rest of the league, and we were kind of anyway. So I was a large voice in their leadership group. I recruited several people. Their current captain, James Colorado, being one of them, and yeah, like I said, we were pretty abrasive to the league, and I kind of felt that it wasn't the direction I wanted to go in as a poster. But at the same time, I wasn't really liking what they were doing, so I kind of wanted to control things there. So maybe he's got a point. But, in season 33, we actually had to kick Pickett out of the leadership group because he had no fucking idea what he was doing, and he was just annoying us. So eventually we kicked Pickett out. So
what do you make of the fact that he's now co-captain?
Well, he's a puppet. What is he doing in there? He's just like asking dumb questions, and they're rolling their eyes, and they're saying, "Okay." Like he was on the committee, and we brought that up how we've had to make a Pickett rule to bring up a backup committee rep because Pickett wasn't doing shit. So
that's brilliant. I mean, he mightn't have done much positive, but he certainly got a result. I like that. Now talking about puppets,
it's influential.
Yeah. Talking about puppets, Tijasta.
Yeah.
Pickett said he was the puppet master, and Tijasta put out a release saying that was false. It was untrue. It shouldn't have happened. What's your thinking there? Do you think Tijasta's the puppet master?
Well, I think he would have been season 34 when they all got banned. I think they were still communicating with Tijasta and asking his opinion on things, which is fair enough because he would have been captain anyway. And he's probably a bit more responsible than Pickett in that regard. and James Colorado, he's like, he does a good job because he's he gets on well with the league and other teams. They like him, which is important. But he's still very, very early into his career to become a captain. So
yeah, but James Colorado's doing a good job.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. But
he gets around. He stands up to the team.
Yeah.
They're
two pretty inexperienced. So you can see why they would lean on TJ.
Oh. Righto. Now, you stated the Furies and the Gumbies should merge.
Oh, yeah.
And that idiots like Natural Disaster opposing it are just, getting in the way of what should happen. Now, is this just sour grapes because you don't like the Furies and you want to see them, destroy themselves by joining with the Gumbies? Or do you really believe the Furies and Gumbies is a good idea?
Look, so I think the 13-team situation needs to be solved as quickly as possible. I think it's unsustainable. That's the first thing. The reason I suggest the Gumbies and Furies should fold is that, the Gumbies they've been surviving for a long time. They're actually their few posters are actually all right. And I think they've got pretty good chemistry, and they're pretty similar to the Furies in that, you got 4 or 5 pretty good posters pretty funny, similar types of humor. So I think they would actually fit in really well together. I can't really say that with any of the other struggling teams. Like, no one wants to merge with the Swamp Rats. Like, they're, you know.
Yeah, but do you see two teams like the Furies who, have been around a long time and have a recognised brand? The Gumbies, again, been around a long time and have a recognised brand. Do you think there's any benefit in merging two teams like that together? Wouldn't you be better off just going for an extra team?
Yeah, you could make that argument. The reason they've been around a while, but they don't really get a lot of old posters returning. Like you see with the Wonders, that they just have like an endless list of retired people coming in and then becoming contributors. Like, no one does that for the Furies. I don't know. It depends. Like, do you want? Are you okay with trolling around with your few posters? If you're happy with that, then sure. But
and you don't like the buy?
No, not a big fan of the buy. No.
I love the buy. It's a week where I know I can catch up on the podcast stuff. I can look up other threads. I can start to look at more into the media. Like, it's relaxing. I actually enjoy that little break, but in the season to just, refresh.
Well, this season we got 2 of them, so that's one thing.
And twice as much. It's great.
But like, you get, the thing is, half the teams, you're playing the Swamp Rats one week, you're playing the Phoenix another. How many threads do you get that are actually good? So that you're fully invested in.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with buy, though. I think for new players, I get why they don't like the buy, but for players, look, I've been over 10 seasons, so it's repeat and rinse. Every season you're playing the same teams, you're rolling out the same shit. So to me, having a buy is refreshing. I'm a fan of the buy.
I just like having that thread to go to, because it's like you're not, you just sometimes you have something good to say and you want to say it, you chip in, It's just good to have that thread. So it's not as if being in a weekly match thread is some prolonged engagement anyway.
What made you go to Mount Buller and freeze your ass off?
What made me?
Why'd you end up at Mount Buller of all things?
Yeah, I'm thinking. So I think I was probably looking for something different at the end of season 33, and it was probably between them or the Dragons, and I thought the Demons were pretty far away from what I was used to, so it'd be a good change. And
did you approach them, or did they approach you?
They approached me in season 32, I think, at the end of that, before season 33, and then I approached them at in season 33.
Now, you weren't there very long.
I was there for a season and a half. No, they were fun, because they've got a really different type of humor to what I was used to. It was pretty highbrow, and it's got to know a lot of their posters.
Well, you would have found that between the Furies and the Demons, there would have been a bit of age difference in the group, wouldn't there?
Yeah, but that's not always a bad thing, Is that if you're in like a similar group and you're all very similar, it can get a bit boring, a bit samey.
So I was just thinking the Furies are a bit younger, though, aren't they? Like,
well,
the leader group and that.
That's right. But that's what was good about the Demons. They were totally different in their humor and their posting. And I really enjoyed it in season 34.
So what made you agree to a trade halfway through this season?
Well, I think we changed a fair bit. We ended up having like more than 20 posters, and like I do have, I'll probably want to contribute to the league also in recruiting and leadership and stuff. And I felt that like at the Demons, you already had like a complete product, and they have their brand and their posting, which is good and fun, but you want to make a contribution, it was probably not the best place to do it, and like I felt like I'd be more valuable elsewhere.
So when you say their brand, what do you see the Demons brand being?
It's just their sense of humor, with the writing in their post, and the kind of, it's kind of subtle, but like
so what you're saying is they really don't have a brand, do they?
Oh, no, but they all have their humor, and the thing with the Demons,
you're really struggling to try and talk them up, aren't you?
And they actually know what they're doing. So it's not like
well, they got rid of you, so I suppose that validates it.
They didn't need to be led or whatever. What?
Well, they traded you out.
But you don't want to hear it. You don't
They traded you out, didn't they?
Yeah, sick of me. Yeah.
Under my leadership, the Furies, the season 31, you won the Ekka, right?
Correct.
So that's probably been your best year as far as, hitting the highlights. And you've been pretty well on a downward slope of insignificance ever since then, right? And I'd say hitting rock bottom when you joined the Demons. So
yes, that's your agenda.
That's all in the. That's not my agenda. This is the history unraveling in front of us. Now, though, the good part of this story though is rags to riches. You've now joined and you're an old boy, and you're back under my captaincy again. So, do you think that now that you're back under my captaincy, this could be the beginning of a career revival for you?
Look, I'm just here because Callum Guns was begging me in PM. He's saying, I can't stand it at this place. They're too hard on me. I've got friends at Mount Buller. They all love me there. You can take it. Come here for me. I was like,
that's more like it. That's an answer I want to hear. So Callum Guns, he wanted to go.
And he wouldn't shut up, so I had to go. So
I
know what they're like,
Now, you're running for admin. Is that true? That you're thinking about it?
No.
Or that's just a piss take, is it?
Yeah. Well, I think you actually made it up. I tell you what, though, I would be more than happy to contribute my ideas to admin.
What are your ideas? What would you, if say you could get in the ear of the next admin, because Kendi Parker's obviously done what he's doing.
Plant. He's dead. Yeah,
the next admin comes in, whether it be someone of a great level like Kadsky or someone.
Great level like Kadsky.
If you could whisper in his ear, what are the things you would want to influence in the SFA then? What do you think needs to change?
I'd like to talk to the committee. I'd say we need to get to an even number of teams. Would you prefer us make an expansion club, or would you prefer us to merge or fold a club? And
so the club numbers would be one of the primary things on your agenda?
Yeah, it would be.
What else? Or is there nothing else?
That's about all I care about.
Pickett was right about you got no ideas, hasn't he?
Well, yeah, you got to give me something to work with, to be honest.
Right. Now, look, in your profile, you are the second worst player in the SFA. Who's the worst player?
PM Bangers.
PM Bangers. Is that what that's in tribute to, is it?
Yeah, it was just, I guess, at a moment in time that we'd lost so many games that the Demons, that my record had gone so poor. And obviously, the Demons are vying for a spoon now. At the Furies, we won one in 31. We were robbed in 33. So, yeah, it hadn't been going so well. And if you look at Banger's win-loss record, he actually has never finished a season with a positive win-loss record. It's incredible.
Now you're an old boy. Are you planning on staying around at the club, or are you starting to shop yourself out already?
Yeah, I've already sent about 4 PMs. I'm demanding captaincy, though.
And which clubs are you thinking that you could be a great leader for?
Well, I'm going to try and captain both the Furies and the Gumbies. I think if I can get in both of their leadership groups, we can force a merger.
So you want to captain both teams simultaneously?
Yeah, and eventually it'll be one team. So
outstanding. Now, talking about the Gumbies, do you think Denny D should man up and make the much-needed apology to the Ophidian old boys for that, bringing the game into disrepute bloody bullshit allegations he made?
Look, he's been in hiding for most of the season. Maybe it would clear his conscience and help him return to the SFA. So it might be an option for him.
Well, I think he's gone to ground, don't you? He's shamed himself so much, and that's why he's not made any public appearances since.
That's right. He kind of has to do something to break the ice.
All right. Well, if you take over the Gumbies, then would you insist on Denny D making a public apology so that we can?
I just delist him.
Delist him.
Yeah.
All right. You got my vote. You want to be Gumbies captain then?
Yes.
What about next week? You right to take over?
Let me look at the ladder.
Now, you've been inside of Spotswood for a little while now, inside the new expansion team, which, has obviously had a fair bit of publicity over the last season and a half. Is it what you thought it'd be like, or is it different?
Yeah, I guess I didn't really have any expectations going in, but so I obviously joined you guys because I was good friends with you and some other guys, former Furies teammates. It's surpassed expectations. It's all very well looked after.
Yeah, that's good. We like to look after people that, they're old boys. Did you, when you were coming to the studio today and you parked in the car park, did you happen to notice if Senior M's out there at all? Because he hasn't shown up for his show yet. And he's like a week overdue.
Yeah, look, I think he's taken a plane and he's gone to another country. So he's doing all he can to evade the spotlight, which he must be most wanted person now. But no one can get a hang of him.
No, righto. Well, I see Fumbler's return. So we've got someone who's been missing for a long time returned, and maybe Fumbler's Mr. M. You notice Mr. M disappeared.
Both Richmond supporters. Yeah, they're never Furies at the same time. No.
No. And when one disappeared, all of a sudden the next one appears. Might be something in that. It's time for Fact or Crap, the intellectual game show that allows SFA players to show how fit they are. Now, Pickett leads with 9, so there's something you'd like to win, I bet. Cut down the Pickett. But you know who's at the bottom? You know who the thickest prick is in the SFA at the moment?
Oh, it's got to be Katsky.
Oh, it's Katsky, all right. He's down there with a little weeny tinny 3 out of 10. So there's only one thing you need to do on this show, and that is to beat 3 and ensure Katsky remains languishing at the bottom as a thickest prick for S35. Do you think you can do that?
Oh, I have the potential to do worse than him, definitely.
It's 50-50. Come on, you can't get through. You got to try to get through. All right, I'm going to give the statement. You quickly tell me if it's fact or crap. Don't linger around. Don't be typing up and don't be looking on the internet. You haven't got your browser open, have you?
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I'll just close it. Damn it.
Question 1. 12 astronauts died when the Challenger space shuttle exploded in 1986.
Crap.
It is crap. How'd you know that?
This seems like bullshit.
Righto then. Question 2. Hives is an infectious rash that spreads rapidly between humans by touch.
True.
No, it's crap. And it's not true. You got to say fact, buddy. I'll penalise you if you do that, even if it is the right answer. Fact or crap. Righto. The good news is you're hitting the 50-50. You got one right, one wrong, so you're tracking. Number 3. Of all the teammates that you've played with in the SFA, you have played the most games with me.
That's fact.
It is a fact.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know how many games you played with me?
Is it going to be 45?
No, you're coming up to 55.
Right.
Righto. So that's 2. Oh, Katsky's going to be sitting there going, bullshit. He knows he's going to lose this. Right, here we go. Question number 4. The middle name of the US President, Harry S. Truman, was just the letter S.
Crap.
It's a fact. Oh, wheels are falling off. But you're still tracking 50-50, 2 right, 2 wrong. Question number 5. You have a loss rate, and it's a terrible loss rate, actually, one of the worst I've seen, of 56% of all the games you've ever played in Quiddy.
Fact.
No, it's crap. It's 57.5. It's worse.
Oh.
But that's a terrible win-loss ratio, 57.5.
Well, like I said, I mean, there's so many teams that have been Basti rebuild projects. It's bound to...
So what you're saying is all the teams you've been in, they perform poorly? Do you think there's a common denominator in that?
There couldn't be. There couldn't be. I can't work that out.
I reckon I could. Right, here we go. Question 6. The flag of Denmark is the oldest national flag to have been continuously used. It's a fact. Oh, no. Oh, no. Katsky's now picking his ears up going, oh, I could have the fucking winner, yeah? Righto. Number 7. That Channel Tunnel is 70 miles under the sea.
Fact.
It's crap. You started off so well. You had 2 out of 3 and you've just fallen off the cliff. Here we go.
Oh, you're shaking me up talking about my win-loss record.
Well, you're bound to get one of these right. I mean, just fucking the odds you got to get them. Here we go. Question 8. Grapes and raisins can be poisonous to dogs.
Fact.
It is a fact. Question 9. Harold Wilson, Harold Macmillan, and Harold Holt were all British Prime Ministers.
But crap.
What makes you say
Holt's
crap?
Holt's an Australian Prime Minister.
Right! You got it right. You're right. Oh, excellent. You got 4. I'm happy too. Right.
I'm so proud. I'm so
Now,
proud.
see if you can get the last one just to really boost yourself up into the middle of the field. Number 10. The hippo sandal was an early form of slip-on ladies' sandal.
Crap.
It is crap. That was purely a guess on your part, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was going to say, you'd never heard of a hippo sandal. But yeah, well
No,
done.
I've worn them. They're actually shoes,
You've
not
worn
sandals. Yeah, they're shoes, not sandals.
Oh, is that what they are? Oh, I haven't got a fucking clue. I like it. Oh, well done. So that means Katsky's still the thickest prick, and by a mile. Who would you like to see in your spot next?
Oh, we need to see Kennedy Parker own up, take responsibility for for the nothing that he's done these 1.5 seasons. Apparently, he's a notorious podcast squib, so it'll be interesting to see if he faces up.
Or do you reckon he's going to squib it? You know we don't like squibs on this show.
I know, but that even more reason for him to show up.
Righto then. You heard it, Kennedy Parky. Have you got the coonies to sit in the hot seat? Take the heat.